Hello again, all my Bates Rich friends. I hope everyone is doing well, and hello to all my adult friends and family watching on Julia's Facebook page. Today we are going to do another experiment with an egg. We're going to make a naked Easter egg. So, I know that sounds pretty weird. What are we talking about? All right, well, let me show you. The first thing you need to do is to find a glass that you can put an egg into carefully. And then we're going to use our old friend vinegar. And I'm going to pour vinegar in here, just enough to cover the egg. Okay, with some leftover, perfect. I wanted to do something with that. Okay, and I'm going to set this over here. We'll come back to that in a second. All right, so I put an egg in vinegar. What's happening? Well, let's go back and revisit this good reaction. Baking soda and vinegar. So I only need, again, a little bit of baking soda. And if you remember, I pour this in and we get a lot of bubbles, which is carbon dioxide gas being created. So an eggshell contains, and I'm sorry, I have to go back to this. Baking soda is sodium bicarbonate. So for every sodium atom, there's 2 bicarbonate molecules attached to that. An eggshell contains calcium carbonate. So calcium with 1 of the carbonate atoms. That means that they are very similar reactions, and if you can zoom in, you'll see that there are already carbon dioxide bubbles forming on that egg. So that chemical reaction that's occurring in that glass right there is breaking down that eggshell. It's breaking down the eggshell and it's creating carbon dioxide gas. So eventually is, Mom and Dad, if you're going to do this, about 30 hours. This video is a little bit later than I like to send them out. That's because I was guessing 24 hours. So just for you to plan, it'll take you 30 hours to get to this point. All right, you want to show them? A naked egg. That is a raw egg. And I'm sorry, I should have said that to start with. We're using a raw egg. This is a raw egg without a shell. Yes, you may touch that. It is still fragile. What does that feel like?
Feels like Jello.
Like Jello. So it feels almost like a hard-boiled egg, kind of?
Yeah.
Not quite as firm?
Not quite as firm.
A hard-boiled egg that's not quite as firm. Well, why isn't? If it ate away the eggshell, why isn't this just a runny mess? Well, that's because there's a membrane on the outside of this, a skin, that is normally hidden beneath the shell. Now, if you've ever made a hard-boiled egg, when you try to peel it, it's very easy to see this membrane that is there. This membrane controls what enters and leaves the egg. The shell itself is purely for protection, to keep everything safe and secure inside. The shell is for protection, and it has tiny, tiny little holes or pores in it that allow gases, specifically carbon dioxide, which the chick inside is creating, and the oxygen, that it needs to get into the egg. So this membrane, again, it feels weird, doesn't it? Just so you know as well, Mom and Dad, this experiment smells a little bit. This smells like vinegar, so I definitely would not.
And also, there's no chick in that egg, right?
Correct. This is not an egg with the chicken. This is one that we got from the grocery store. So,
Just checking.
all right, we have this cool egg. It is pretty cool, right?
It takes away your breath.
It does. Vinegar does not smell nice. So, how do we make a Easter egg out of this? Well, pardon me. This membrane, like I said, controls what comes and goes from inside here. We're going to trick this into coloring itself. So, in honor of Julia, my wife and our camera person, I am going to make purple, which is her favorite color. All right, so you guys remember our color mixing, right? Whoops. Purple is red
And blue.
and blue.
Why don't we just put it on the egg?
Because it needs to be all over the egg. The egg needs to be surrounded by this food coloring in the water.
Want me to spoon?
So I'll just spin it around a couple times. It'll diffuse together. And all I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna put the egg. That's why I did the 2 glasses. I couldn't guesstimate how much water this was gonna displace. So I put the egg, the naked egg, in a glass, cover it again, just like I did with the vinegar, my colored water.
It's all over the table.
And this one, because again, I thought that making the naked egg took about 24 hours, so I'm not going to say with great confidence, but I'm pretty sure this process takes about 24 hours. And you will have a purple naked egg. It might be a little larger than it started as well, because through osmosis, which is the process of transferring things through a membrane, it's going to suck in that food coloring and water. So it's going to grow and it's going to turn purple. So that's a fun experiment you can do on Easter. Again, I'm sorry I didn't get this out sooner, but if you start it right now on Good Friday, happy Good Friday, by the way, everybody. Yes, Marshall.
What would happen if you put blue and red in the vinegar? Would it do like
It would make
orange?
purple.
Oh.
Right now it wouldn't do anything, but if I put that on just the baking soda and then put the vinegar in, it would make purple bubbles. All right, so yes, if you do this, start this now, again, 30 hours and then another 24, you could have a naked Easter egg
In
by
54
Christmas.
hours.
Yep, by Christmas afternoon, hopefully.
Easter afternoon.
Yep, Easter.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, have a great Easter, everybody. I miss you all. I will see you soon. And remember, science is awesome, and so are you.
And I
Bye-bye.
like eggs.